Inquisitorial Dossier. Ordo Hereticus. Classification Omega Excommunicate pending. Some truths burn the soul, yet we kneel in fire to hold them close. Inquisitor Kalen Roth declared extremis diabolus. I mandate beyond sanction. Inquisitor Kalen Roth had stood in judgment of worlds. He had cleansed gene cults, shattered daemon hosts, and silenced renegade cardinals mid-liturgy. He was not known for mercy, but he was known for this. He listened, and when a dying Archmagos Biologis on Solstice Station whispered, "Arthis Terra lives again," Routh took notice. The world was listed as expunged, its history sealed behind Red Council locks and Mechanicus data crypts blessed by triple-sealed tech sigils. Most Inquisitors would move on. Routh ordered his ship, the Judex Obscura, to full burn. 2. Echoes in ash. Arthis Terra was not dead. Beneath the poisoned winds and root-choked ruins, Routh found life. Impossible, unregistered, and unblessed by the machine god. Ferns that whispered, trees that glowed with psychic residue, and at the center, the ruins of a forge temple, now overtaken by nature and still pulsing with something ancient. His acolytes balked. Lex Mechanic Yel Son asked for orbital cleansing. Routh overrode them. They descended. They found the flower, and beside it, a shrine made from scrap and bone. A necklace, a steel hand, a phrase carved in ancient Low Gothic. I remember. 3. The Forbidden Archive. Using deep-sourced Omega access, Routh cracked the Mechanicus vaults linked to Subject Pharaon 9 and Magos Heltrax Varn. What he found unmade him. Logs, thoughts, prayers, desperations. Machine men peeling back their augmentation in a desperate attempt to feel the sun, the longing for humanity as a sin. One log in particular struck him, a recording of Heltrax's last Vox entry, barely audible. I have seen the Omnissiah. It is not a god. It is a cage. Routh closed his eyes. Not in prayer, in mourning. 4. The Guilt Engine. He remembered his first acolyte, a boy named Rasmus, taken during a black ship transfer. The boy had asked him, "Will I ever get to go home again?" Routh had answered, "No, that home is already gone." He had believed that. Now, as he watched the garden grow from iron ruins, he doubted. What if memory was not weakness? What if the machine god feared the past because the past proved men once felt joy? The Mechanicus struck a week later, a kill team of red-cloaked Skitari, 70 strong, accompanied by a Corpuscari priest whose voice crackled with sanctioned rage. Routh held the inquisitorial rosette high. It bought him 12 minutes. Long enough for Heltrax to hand him the journal, long enough for the flower's seed to be sealed in a stasis tube, long enough to run. Heltrax did not. He knelt among the vines and said, "I forgive you." 7. The True Archive. Now, aboard the Judex Obscura, deep in the uncatalogued drift, Kalen Routh writes, he no longer sends reports to Terra. He no longer speaks in absolutes. He watches the seed, still glowing faintly, in its chamber. And he remembers. He remembers the sound of laughter, not shaped by discipline. The feeling of rain, a name, Rasmus. He dares to feel. Classified Inquisitorial Memo, Ordo Hereticus. Subject, Routh, Kalen. Status, unknown. Clearance, revoked. Final message intercepted from Judex Obscura. The Adeptus Mechanicus fears the past because it proves we were once more than function. But I have seen the seed take root in steel. The heretic was not wrong. I will find the rest of us. I will teach them to remember. Purge order pending. The Purifier's doubt. Cog record. Purificatus. Thal Hex. Ordo Reductor. Detachment Sigma 117. The machine does not mourn. The cog does not question the engine. But I am not a cog, and something in me still remembers. Recovered voice fragment from Thal Hex, classified under Seal Heretic Delta 1. Task of the Faithful. He was built for purity. Thal Hex, Tech Priest, Purificatus of Forge Dominus Redactor, was indoctrinated before the loss of his first milk tooth. By the age of 6, his tongue was removed and replaced with a Voxcantor implant. His optic lenses calibrated to detect deviation, his blood filtered of doubt. He was a seeker of corruption, a hunter of those who strayed from the Omnissiah's divine pattern. His latest assignment? Purge the heretic Inquisitor Routh. Secure the seed. Target location: Hive Decileum Primus, lower substrata. 2. Descent into the coil. The underhive was a corpse of industry, its bones broken and oozing unprocessed life. Tangled wires dripped from ceilings like metallic vines. Leaking pipelines hissed in the dark, whispering blasphemies in steam. Servo skulls buzzed like carrion birds. Thal Hex walked in silence, accompanied by 4 Reductor Skitarii. Their footfalls echoed like hammer blows against a cathedral wall. No prayers here, only rust. 3. The family. He found them near a collapsed transit line, a makeshift shelter of scavenged plasteel and synth hide. Inside, a woman, gaunt but defiant, holding a las carbine with shaking hands. 2 children clung to her, eyes wide with terror and hunger. She did not recognize him as Mechanicus. She saw only the metal, the red robes, the skull mask, a monster. She fired. He let the shot hit his shoulder. It bounced harmlessly from the ceramite plating. He did not retaliate. "You are not Routh," she whispered. "You're just another one of them." He asked no questions. He did not speak, but he did not leave. He sat. And when the children cried in hunger, he opened his internal nutrient reserve and poured the paste into a cracked bowl. They stared. He nodded once. That was all. 4. Fracture. Later that night, as the Skitarii stood watch, he accessed his cogitation logs and found them incomplete, not corrupted, redacted by himself. "Memory is not efficient," he recited aloud. "Emotion corrupts logic. The past serves no purpose." Classified entry: Ordo Hereticus null access. Subdesignate: Apostate Concord. Routh Hex event. A single spark in the dark is defiance. 2 is a promise. Unlogged, Vox exchange, unknown source. 1. The last garden. It was not on any chart. The Mechanicus had scoured the region with orbital auspex and blessed cog rites, declaring it sterile, and yet it grew. A bloom of impossible life atop a forge hill once called Arthas Terra Minoris, where machine shrines lay cracked beneath moss and holy data cathedrals wept dew from shattered cogitators. At its center, a tree, built of bone, wired with veins, blossoming rust-colored petals, and beneath it, a man. Calen Routh, excommunicated Inquisitor, sat cross-legged in silence, waiting. 2. Arrival. The footsteps came without echo, measured, heavy. Familiar. Thal Hex, the Purificatus turned wanderer, entered the garden, his robe torn but intact, his face half-human now, ocular lenses gone, replaced by one tired blue eye. He carried nothing but a child's drawing, laminated in plastic. It flapped gently in the warm, unnatural breeze. Routh rose. They faced each other. No weapons drawn. No words yet. Just recognition. 3. Dialogues without doctrine. "Why didn't you finish it?" Routh asked quietly. Hex didn't answer at first. He sat down opposite the Inquisitor. He set the drawing between them. A crude, joyful sketch of a man holding two children's hands, sunlight in the background. The man was smiling, all flesh, all feeling. "Because they needed me," Hex said. "Not as a weapon, not as a priest, just a man." Routh nodded. "I know." 4. What we were. They shared silence, then stories. Routh spoke of the dreams that returned, memories of laughter, taste, old prayers spoken not in binary, but in breath. Hex spoke of the children, of teaching them to fix machines, not with rote chants but understanding. They both spoke of Pharaon 9, the first to tear away the code, the heretic who remembered his name. "He wasn't trying to destroy the Mechanicus," Routh whispered. "He just wanted to know who he'd been." "He wanted to be whole," said Hex. "So do we." 5. The seedling. They buried the drawing at the foot of the tree. From the soil, a new shoot emerged, thicker.
It read, "The flesh remembers what the steel forgets. We were men once, we still are. To feel is not heresy. To remember is salvation." Thal Hex added a final line. "We are the broken cogs, and we sing." 7. Epilogue. Whisper in the Vox. The Mechanicus never found them. But in the years that followed, isolated acolytes began to vanish. Rogue tech priests began to defect. Cogitator archives were corrupted, not with viruses, but with music. Unauthorized lullabies, poetry in data streams, and across the void, at random intervals, Vox networks across hive worlds, void ships and scrap moons pick up a phrase. "I remember." It is not logged, but it is heard.